Welcome back. After what Ari did to Becca on The Bachelor last season, she's more ready than ever to find someone who will actually stick around. Now, whether she'll find that person, this giant group of guys she just met, that's left to be determined. Here to share what we do know is Leslie from 106.3 The Groove. Leslie.
Let's do the damn thing.
That's what I was going to say. Let's do the damn thing. Good episode last night.
It was a great episode.
Good start off to the season. Started off with her sort of getting some advice.
Yes, well, first we relive what Ari did to her last season, basically proposing and then dumping her on live national television, which actually made me really relive that and get angry all over again. So we get to relive that. But now she was announced as the Bachelorette. So
ultimate revenge.
Exactly.
That was a painful moment to watch last season.
So she goes to the house and meets some other past Bachelorettes. They're all engaged. We have JoJo, we have Rachel, and we have Caitlin. All three of them very happy in their relationships. So they just gave her basically some advice, and that was trust your gut. And that women really have a better feel about what they want emotionally in a relationship, and so go with your gut on stuff.
Absolutely. The gut is underused, I think, by everybody. And certainly in situations like this, where there's so many guys, I literally have to have them on my iPad here to keep track of all of them.
28 of them.
28. I was surprised at how many just kept coming and coming and coming.
It was crazy. So one of the first ones we get to meet is Colton, who is a former football player, professional football player. I really like him. He's one of my front runners. He actually runs a nonprofit foundation that now has gone national, and he's cute, and I think he's going to go a long way. We have him, which was awesome. Then we have some very funny people like Leo. Leo has better hair than I ever will have.
He has a vibe, though. There's something I like about Leo. Maybe it's a man crush or something, but he does have great hair. He's got kind of that superhero vibe, but a jaded superhero.
Yes, he's kind of a mystery. We didn't see a lot of him last night, but I still think. Then we have Mike, who brought a stand-up of Ari because he wanted Ari to see how happy Becca was on the first night, which I was like, okay. Like, people are like, what, are you going to remind her of him? Which, okay.
I have to commend the editors of The Bachelor on this because they brought out that Ari figure just after one of the other guys had a racing suit on.
Yes.
And someone was commenting about, oh yeah, the first thing you want to do is remind a girl of her ex. Nicely done, nicely done.
Exactly.
And then he brings out this cardboard stand.
But to top that, there's a lot of people trying to top each other. We've got Blake, who we met on After the Rose. He came in on a horse on that show. Well, he had to up it that. He came in on an ox. I like him. I really think he's kind of corny and goofy and seems to have a lot of fun. But now we go the opposite direction almost.
So dark.
Yeah. Trent drives up in a hearse. It was like, oh my God. He said basically that he literally died when he found out she was going to be the next Bachelorette. And I was like, oh, boo.
Definitely a good impression. And the guys came out and said, is that a hearse? Is someone dead inside of that?
And then the theme continues about having someone in a costume. I swear the last couple of seasons, someone comes in costume.
Like Shark Girl.
And yes, and this time it's David who comes in a chicken suit. He's like, walk, Becca, Becca. And then we had Garrett, who drives up in a minivan, which was really cute, basically saying, I'm ready to be a dad and a husband. But that was super cute.
Well, yeah, and you know what? She seemed taken by that experience, actually, because he went in the minivan, pulled out all the little diapers, and, you know, for a woman who's looking for a man, you know, you start thinking about all these things. Even for him, too. There's that chicken suit we were talking about. And he actually made it through, and that pissed some of the guys off.
Yes.
Big time.
But he does very well. I believe he has a financial company that he heads, but he doesn't take himself too seriously, and I think that's going to bode well for him going down the line with her.
Right, and then of course Jordan, the model. Let's talk about Jordan.
Jordan is a male model, and he's very much absorbed in himself. In fact, he said he wants to be able to share himself with another person. That's what he thinks of as a relationship, and he actually does get through. I just don't get it.
What a character. I do like his knit tie, I have to say. I wear a couple of those in my day. But, you know, he said something else funny, too. He said, if Becca sends me home, it would be such a shame for her.
Yes.
For her to send me home.
I don't think he'll last very long.
I don't think so either, but he's good comedic relief, definitely.
Yes.
Some athletes on the show, too.
We had an ex-football player. We have a current pro football player. And we have someone who was in the Harlem Globetrotters.
Right, Chris John.
Who dunks. Oh, my gosh. Like, he's like, do you trust me? Look at that.
Oh. Yeah, he even flips his leg over her head.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
He's got some vertical.
He also goes through, so that was pretty cool to see.
Right.
And then after all the introductions happens, we find out some stuff going on already.
Drama.
So Chase is from Miami. It turns out another contestant, Chris, knows him, and they have a mutual friend that used to date Chase. He was on after the rose ceremony. He met Becca. Well, his ex-girlfriend tweeted out to Chris right away and said he's not there for the right reasons. He's there to push his new company and make his new image. And so instead of going to Becca on that, Chris actually goes to Chase, what I thought was pretty cool of him to say, hey, heads up. Chase goes to Becca
to sort of get ahead of it.
Yes, and it kind of backfires on him because he does not get a rose going forward.
That was, let me tell you, that was so uncomfortable to watch because he was kind of trying to weasel his way out of that, explain to her that there really wasn't any issue. But after that, there's such a bad taste left in her mouth. How could he try to redeem it?
Right, and that actually made her think, wait a minute, because we meet Jake, who she knows from Minneapolis. They've been on, they've seen each other a number of times in inner circles, and she goes, wait a minute. I've been out with you and a bunch of friends, and you've never shown any interest in me then. Why are you showing me now you come on the show like you're interested in me? And she's like, I don't know. And he doesn't remember meeting her multiple times. He remembers meeting her once.
And he got a little mad there for a second. Did you see? He said, I have one conscious recollection of actually meeting you. How could you be making this decision? And, you know, I'm glad she did that because who knows if he was a jerk to her at some point. They made it seem like in those circles that he had been mean to her at one point.
I know. I'm glad that she showed. I'm not playing.
Yeah, she's not playing. But that was a red flag for the guys, too, that she was not playing around.
Yes. So first impression rose. Went to Garrett, who's the minivan guy.
Good choice, I think.
Yes. So first impression roses, the guys usually, or girls, tend to go further. So we'll see how far he goes in that, which was pretty cool. You
can tell he's very sweet, very genuine, which is in general the overarching theme of the season to me, it feels, even just from the first episode is, first of all, Becca's so sweet.
Yes.
She's so genuine. She really doesn't seem fake. I can't say that other bachelorettes have been fake, but she really is so down to earth.
Yes.
She needs a guy just like that.
Yes. But there's going to be some drama. 6 guys did go home. In fact, I don't even know all their names. I know there was Joe. We said Chase went home. Camille, who was very, very, very embarrassed to be dumped on a first date, and then Grant, and then 2 others that literally I do not remember their names.
Right, they didn't get a lot of screen time.
No.
There's Chris getting his rose. He got the last rose, I think.
Yes, and Chase was like, you could tell, in his head, you want to be able to hear the audio going in these people's heads. I was surprised that actually Chris didn't go home, but you were saying to me before that he didn't go just to Becca to tell on Chase. He wasn't a tattletale.
Right.
He went to Chase and said, hey, dude, I don't know what you want to do with this. Chase is the one that went to Becca. So.
Right. Well, I think she made the right picks. The 6 right guys went home. The rest of them all seem very nice. It'll be very interesting to see who she picks. But do you have a front runner already?
I do. Colton right now is my.
Colton.
He's the former football player.
Okay.
With the nonprofit. He's from the Midwest. She's from the Midwest. I think there's a pretty big connection that will form.
We shall see. Mine's Leo, just because I want him to succeed and he's mysterious. Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you. Don't miss the next episode of The Bachelorette on KGUN 9 next Monday at 7 p.m. Then tune in to The Blend on Tuesday for a recap. And, of course, visit 1063thegroove.com to read Leslie's blog.